How's it going, folks? This is Wayne back for another lesson and something a little bit different today. We've got a technique lesson talking about percussive strumming. I recently did a lesson on Stand By Me, if you want to go and check that out if you haven't seen it already. And I played it sort of a straight way, and I did it also a really effective way, a bit like the way that John Lennon plays it with percussive strumming. And I've had a lot of messages, asking if I could, go over it a little bit more thoroughly. I did talk about it in the song, but I thought I'd do a little breakdown lesson. It's a great sort of thing to bring to your playing. It doesn't work on every song, but the songs that you can make it work, I think it's really effective. This is a straightforward pattern, just in like 4/4 timing, but it adds, if you can get it sort of spot on, it adds sort of a snare drum effect. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, if we talk about a straight pattern to start off with, now I'm just going to keep the chords simple. I know I was doing it on bar chords in the intro, but you can make it work on pretty much any chords, and it works just as good on open chords. So I'm using a G chord, okay, and what I mean by straight strumming, because this is just, sort of a 4/4 pattern. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and... So all the counts, the main counts to the bar, the pulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, are all on the downstrokes, and the ands are on the upstrokes. So what we get is a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so before we add the percussive strumming, I think I'll just talk about how we actually do that. So it's literally taking that part of your palm, and the way that we do it, it's literally sort of putting that part of your palm onto the top of the strings, and it is a split second before you strum down the strings. So you've got to cover all the strings, you've got to keep your hand on, so none of the strings are ringing through. So okay, so we want to be trying and doing that on that bar of 4, on beats 2 and on beats 4. So we get this 1 and 2 and 3 and... You can see that, so you can see that a split second before I strum the strings, I'm muting all the strings and dragging my pick down the strings. Now it's probably good to break it down before you add that into the beat, and just practice doing that first of all. When you can get that quite consistent, then you can start incorporating that into your beats. So we want to try and get that on beats 2 and in beats 4. So you get this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, what you'll probably find when you start practicing that, you'll get it every now and again, and then it'll start to get, the more you do it, slightly more consistent. So obviously just keep practicing it on one chord. When you get a little bit more consistent, you can start trying it round, a few different chords. Once you haven't got to think about what this hand's doing as much, we can get this. There we go. So if you can bring that to your playing, I think it's going to, bring a lot to your playing. So hope you all enjoyed that. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. Hope you all dug that. Like I say, it's just a really useful technique to get down, and that's just a simple way to do it. There's guys who are absolutely amazing at this, but I think when you're playing a song and sort of 4/4 timing, just adding that little beat in, like I say, it's almost like adding a drum beat in, a snare drum, and I think it's really effective, and it works really well on Stand By Me. So if you haven't seen that lesson, that was the last lesson I did, so you won't have to go back far, sort of go and check that out. I think if you can do that on that song, I think it's really effective. Like I say, so I hope you all dug that. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks everyone who's subscribed and continues to do so. If you've not done it already, please subscribe, hit that subscribe button. And a further way you could help me out is hitting the little notification bell that's somewhere down there, so you get notified every time I post a video up and you can keep up to date. Another way is word of mouth is a powerful thing, so please tell your friends, tell your work colleagues, please like and share my video, spread the word. I'd really, really appreciate that. So that just leaves me to say have a great morning, day, night, whenever it is you're watching, and I'll catch you all for lesson very soon. Take care.